So this video is really more like a continuation from the previous video that I posted. My previous video asked the question why I don't photograph ordinary older males, and that particular question was asked by a gentleman on my Patreon account, and that was really more directed towards projects, that my Asian male project that I've been working on. I've been working for quite a number of years, and so I just wanted to clarify that it doesn't mean that I don't photograph older males, but and I actually thought of that after I had posted it. It's like, oh, people might take this the wrong way, and certainly enough, another gentleman, one of my clients actually sent me an email and said, "Oh, I saw your video," and so I guess I fit into the category of an older male, so I won't be approaching you for photo shoots again. But what's interesting is that this particular gentleman is in his 60s, and I've been photographing quite a number of times already. So so age is not a factor in whether or not I photograph you or not. I photograph many kinds of people. So men, women, children, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Although I will refrain from photographing children and dogs. I'm not that fond of dogs, number one, and with children, I did photograph a mother and a child once, and it turned out to be quite a disaster. And so I thought, okay, I'm not that great with photographing children in terms of portrait, but I'm perfectly fine with photographing adults of any age or race or whatever. I'm quite open to that. But as far as the project is concerned, I thought I don't need to add another subsector into the group. I know what I like, and I photograph what I find attractive and beautiful. So that's just the way it is. So this kind of segues into the other thing. I wanted to talk about the difference between attraction and beauty. Just to clarify a little bit, because some people have asked me in the past before, it's like, well, how do you select your models? What are the traits, right? So in a very simple nutshell, or just a very like a one-liner, I like guys that are youthful, have good lean muscular physiques. I'm not that attracted to the really big bulky kind of guy. I actually as a body type, it would be sort of like the swimmer's build, or maybe the gymnast. Probably more swimmers because they're more lean and they're taller. But gymnasts tend to be have really great bodies, very strong, but they tend to be quite short. So okay, now I'm going to get to the short thing, right? So anyway, so yeah, I tend to be attracted to guys in the 20s to 30s, maybe 40s is okay, and then good looks, and looks are very difficult to define, because sometimes I will be attracted to guys that have a very cutish, boyish kind of look, and other times I'm attracted to guys that have more of a masculine look. So, but the body type is generally along the leaner, slimmer side, versus the very big and bulky, muscular guys. I can certainly photograph them. But you hire me, that's fine. I'll do a really great job, and I know lighting very well, and people ask me about my lighting. So so anyway, that's kind of the physical description of the kind of guys that I like to photograph. And so the other thing is to do with beauty and attraction. I want to separate the two, because beauty to me is an aesthetic. Flowers can be beautiful. An older lady dressed really well could be very beautiful. beauty is surrounds us everywhere. If you look closely and pay attention to what's around you, you'll find beauty in so many objects and things around you. Attraction, however, is a very different thing, and more elusive. Beauty can be almost can almost be described and broken down into formalistic categories, you know. So, but with attraction is something that is very, it's more elusive. You know, like if you're attracted to a person, it may not be a physical attribute. It could be something. It could be something of an aura that a person projects. So a person can be beautiful, but I will not be attracted to them, and that has happened several times. Whereby I will find the guy that I'm photographing very beautiful, but I'm not attracted to them, and it's a very peculiar thing. So most of the times I will be attracted to the person that I'm photographed, but quite a number of times, and surprisingly, that's as I photograph, it's like, oh yeah, I'm not that attracted to the guy, but they have a beautiful body, they have a beautiful face, but the attraction may not be there. So I think attraction is a little bit along the lines of that X factor when you walk, when you see someone and you have an instant attraction. It's like sexy. The word sexy is a good way to put it as well. Like or an analogy. When you find someone that's sexy, you can always point out the physical attributes, but there's something else about a person that makes a person sexy versus just attractive. I think that's the thing that makes life wonderful, right? Like I'm so glad that people are attracted to different people, and it's not related to beauty. It's actually related to the attraction, something, that chemistry that brings two people together. Or if you're, like for me, I would go to bars, right, and someone would walk by and it's like, ooh, that person is really attractive, and what is it? And then another person will think, oh, Gus, go, that doesn't do anything for me. So what are those things, right? And those things are elusive. They're more subtle, right? So and I think those are the things that I find really interesting when I photograph someone. Is that or when I meet people, there's certain people that you gravitate to, and I think that's the thing with chemistry. It's the same thing. It's like what is there chemistry between two people? And so it's pretty much the same with me in photography. It's like sometimes I can click with the model, and sometimes after the session, 2 hours, 3 hours, or whatever, and I kind of go, well, I don't think I got anything from it. And that has happened. It has happened whereby, for some other reason, I don't think we connected. Didn't really have that chemistry whereby the photographer model relationship. So and the beauty is there, but there's no chemistry, and I'm not sure you can understand it in that way. So anyway, I thought that I would just I'll leave it at that, and till next time. So if you have a question, post a comment in the comment section, or and I'll see if I can answer it. So there you go. Thank you.